Alright, hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. It is time to get caught up. I've been out of town for the last week and have not done the flight yet from Pocono to Indy, and so that is the mission for today. Second here, just gotta adjust something on my tablet. There we go. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to be going in the Cessna Citation CJ4 from Pocono, well, from Wilkes-Barre Airport near Pocono Raceway. This is a nice payware version of this little airport. Interesting, it's raised up on a little step here. Kind of a cool looking airport. I was really proud of my landing into this airport in the DC-3 about a week ago. So anyway, been in Destin at the beach for the last week, so if you see me itching and complaining and whining and wincing, it's because I'm sunburnt like an idiot, because I am the whitest guy you'll ever know. It's like OBS is good, all set up, the overlay looks good. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do here is take a look at our flight plan real fast. We will be exiting from KAVP Wilkes-Barre to the north using runway 4 and then do kind of an about face and go through LVZ and go through our departure procedure here, and then we'll be climbing up to, I believe, well, we'll take a look real quickly at our step on the OFP. 430, yeah, we're flying really high today, so flight level 430 in Citation, and then cruising on out to Indianapolis, where we're going to be landing at Indianapolis International. Yeah, that's the plan right now. Don't know what runway we're going to use yet. Right now it's showing 23 right. We are on VATSIM, but there's not a controller in our area, so we'll set our squawk versus the PDC and then clear ourselves out, paying attention to whether any controllers come online while we're doing our pre-flight. So with all that said, let's hop into the aircraft and get things started up. So I'm going to start over here on the electrical panel and turn on stuff. Go, and the only button I think I don't have mapped, armed, avionics on, all the rest of the stuff is mapped to physical buttons. So while that aligns, and oh, you know what, I forgot to do my flight controls, or my the last plane I flew was DC-3, which means of course general aviation controls. So let me swap those over real quickly while the avionics are initializing, because this little guy is significantly easier to fly, simpler. Alright, to number 1, okay, so there, that there. Speed brake. Oh, hang on. Actually, I bet you those are in the wrong place. Let me switch my profile over real fast. It's kind of things that I should really get better at doing beforehand, huh? Maybe if you're considering flight sim, this is one of the things you manage. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's one of those things that you manage is which set of controls you have on at a given time. Okay, speed brake, 1, 2. Number 1. Number 2. Make sure they're good and seated. And flaps, handle works. Alright, let me grab a couple dust covers for the other spots, and we'll be done with our controls setup and stuff. 1, 2, 3 of them. I need 3 of them. Okay. Done. Figured. Alright, let's go ahead and initialize our position. putting in our flight plan. So we're going to be going from, oh, I can use keyboard inputs for this one, can I? KAVP into there to KIND, and as an alternate, Day. What is that, Dayton, maybe? Flight number RFK617 if you're following on SimAware. Should see me right now on the ground pre-flighting in Pennsylvania. That all feels good. Execute that. And for our departure, there's only one departure for this little airport. That's going to be AVP 8 from runway 4 today. Execute. And let's pop in some legs. So vectors. All right, so LVZ is the first one. LVZ, boingo. Interesting, why? Okay, I don't know why that's not allowing me to do that. Departure and arrival, transition. $5,000 feet. Okay, why are you not allowing me to do that? What if I go ahead and put in DIANO? Oops. Okay, like that. Okay. I'm just going to vector to LVZ and we'll go from there. Alright, well, let's work our way westward. Kayak. The him is spelled it. Bunch of nerds. SEG. Looks like 40, 47, 27, 1. Okay, definitely this one. Looks to be. Yeah. ESB. Zoom back in there. Got messed up controlling Navigraph. Alright, left off at PSB. That's our long leg, 278 nautical miles to get to Rent. And we're going to leave it at that for the moment. And we'll pick our departure while, I'm sorry, our arrival as we get closer. Looking at perf. Fuel's already set. Cruise altitude is going to be 43000. It's all fine. Okay, let's go ahead and tune in here to COM 1. We'll put it on Unicom 122.8. And why don't we go ahead and pop in our VOR radio navigation for LVZ, which is hard to see here. Let's click back in on it. .111.6. So we're going to put nav1 to 111.6. There we go. That way we can follow our VOR nav to that. Very cool. All right, what's my runway heading going to be getting out of here? .44. So we'll go ahead and set our heading bug to 044. Yep. Very cool. And I think we'll go ahead and set our flight director on and put our initial altitude at 5 grizzle. Alright, very cool. I do believe we are pretty much ready for startup here. Gonna walk around real fast and make sure. Won't be using VNAV today, it looks like, at all. Okay, yeah. Airplane is pretty much configured. Let's go ahead and plan our pushback. Let's look outside behind us here. Runway 4 is going to be to my right. Alright, so kind of back straight toward that hangar. So let's plan our pushback. There. No chunks. Let's go ahead and request it. Connect tug, please. Not sure if this will be drawn or not. Go. Wow, that's a race car of a pushback, huh? And what we'll do while we're pushing back is we'll go ahead and start up engine numero dos. On our right starter. That was kind of a weird pushback, but we'll roll with it. Didn't hit the building. That's what matters. Startup number 2. To get rid of that execute button over there. I'm not sure exactly how. Pay attention to our engines. 50% N2. Spooling up, 24% throttle. And okay. I'll try one more thing here. LVZ, right? Victor Zulu into the vector spot. Hey, that worked that time. Oh, but I think I lost my departure. AV8. Thanks. We'll set our barrow real fast. I'm just gonna manually fly this anyway. Alright, airports, AVP, weather, ATIS, VATSIM, please. Nothing. Real, nothing. METAR, 3017. 317 is set. Got a good number 2. Close the shield, open shield, left starter. And engine engaged. Takeoff flap set. Let's turn off the pushback and take a quick look at the old airport map here. Or Scranton traffic, RFK 617 is type Citation CJ4. Will be taxiing Alpha 1 Bravo 2, back taxiing runway 4 for departure runway 4 to the west. Scranton traffic. I'll have to back taxi on the runway itself, huh? Does not appear to be a taxiway that goes all the way back. Get down there and do a turnaround. It's all good. No traffic in the area, nothing to worry about. Let's get our lights configured and do it. So I have some of these mapped on here. So I've got a beacon on, my taxi on, nav on, strobe on, logo on. Go ahead and tell our boys to set things up. Close this guard, and how do our engines look? 24.5 at idle, looking good. Flap set. Checklist complete, let's go. And e-brake off. Scranton traffic, RFK 617, entering runway 4, back taxiing to the south. We'll turn around and depart runway 4. Scranton traffic. Alright, clear, clear. Keyboard out of the way. Probably should do a quick flight control check. Good. Ooh, pay attention, Ben. Throttle up a little bit. I think there's a turnaround circle up here. It must be, right? If it's a back taxi runway like this. Go ahead and turn on landing lights here. Fall off the edge. It's weird. This runway is sort of built up on a shelf. That's weird from the outside. Don't come in short and low visibility conditions, I'm telling you. All right. Pay attention to what you're doing, Ben. You're being sloppy. see here. Runway heading is set. Initial altitude is set. Barometer is set. Flight plan is loaded. Flaps are set for takeoff. Fuel boost on. Okay. It's fine for takeoff. Might turn that off after takeoff. No TCAS messages. Oh, squawk. I need to set my squawk, which was going to be 2333. 2333. So let's go down here to transponder and set it to 2, 3. Set. Okay, we're good. Scranton traffic RFK 617 is type Citation departing runway 4 from Wilkesboro, Scranton. Will go north 5 miles, then turn south and then to the west at Lima Victor Zulu. Scranton traffic departing now. Alright, spool them up, 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 spool them up. Huh? Yeah. Toga. Okay, feeling good, looking good. Go ahead and rotate. Oh yeah, baby. Positive rate gear coming up. Our flight director here. Go ahead and come up on the flaps. Climbing at 2,000. Over speed, nose up a bit. Come back on the throttle some.
Altitude.
Okay, let's get ready to do our turn here. Down to Lima Victor Zulu. And self-clear up to 18. Pennsylvania. Watch my speed there. Don't want to be overspeeding it constantly. Turn a bit more aggressively, get on path. Pretty area. All right, let's go ahead and self-clear up to 18,000. For the LVZ transition. throttle back into it. Back into climb mode. Confirm flaps are up. That's not what I wanted to do. Ah. That was bad, Ben. Oh, good. Let it catch up. Just do a little dead reckoning here for a minute while that gets aligned. I accidentally turned the generator off. Okay, let's start turning. Hope I don't have to restart the flight. I think I messed that up pretty badly just now. Need to get onto a... Oh man, I think I made a mess of it. I might have to restart this because of that accidental flick of a switch there. I don't know if it's going to align whilst flying. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so what's it want to do?
Altitude.
Okay, so that's go to Diano. All right, good. Okay, we're back in business. And I'm going to go ahead and enable the autopilot now. Get us on track, and I'm going to self-clear up to. Well, let's check our OFP real fast. $160 until seg. Really? 160 until seg? Okay, that's not far. We'll leave it at 18 for the moment then.
Altitude. Altitude.
Then when we get to seg, we'll clear up to 4.3. Well, that was a bit of a hot mess, wasn't it? Either way, bye, Scranton. I didn't crash into you or anything, so we win. Yeah, my things always be over speeding. Right now we're inbound Bless. We'll be for another 25 miles. So in about 10 minutes we'll begin our climb up. Yeah, in about 10 minutes we'll begin our climb up to 430. Okay, so not the best departure and all that, but hey, we're alive. We failed to die. Where am I? Here I am. just finding myself on Semaware real fast. I always like to track myself there. Where's my magenta line at here? Oops. Am I way off course? Perhaps. Oh yeah, I'm way off course. Why am I off course? Oh, I didn't put it on nav mode. Okay, no worries. Let's just change our heading. And are we turning right? What a mess today. Paciencia fe. All right. I would think I'd want to go west. I don't. I'm going to go like straight up south right now. Yeah, I just never put it on nav mode. When I get close to the line here, I'll take care of it. There he is. Now we're on the way. Yeah, my VOR to VOR, VFR DC-3 flight was significantly more successful than this one so far, huh? Let's go ahead and go standard barrow, by the way. Looking out the window here, I don't see a big magenta line in the sky. Weird. Yeah. Alright, getting close. Get that river out there. Right after the river, we'll be turning. I should only have to push nav here. Am I losing altitude? That doesn't make sense. I'm set to 18,000. Nullified that. Okay, let's go ahead and push nav now. See if it starts to react. Should I? Alright, gonna do this manually for the moment. overshooting it a little bit. We'll be able to get on this nav. I promise you. Okay, kayak next. I promise you we're going to get this thing on course. I've messed up everything I possibly can so far, except knock it into the ground. Haven't done that. Accidentally freaking turning off generators while on the departure absolutely threw me for a loop there. But we've retained our flight plan. I can't say I understand why I've got a flashing yellow set altitude here. We're going to clear that up to 430 in a moment. Okay, we're only 4 minutes away from SEG. This thing back on track. Passing kayak already. Why are you still turning? Alright, we can go ahead and start clearing ourselves up to 430 now. This is pretty close to back on track here. And that's about perfect right there if I can get it to actually get there in time. Looks like it. Let's go ahead and do flight level change and see if we can be on this 430 climb. Passing sag. We'll put the throttles into climb position. Now we'll try nav. Let's see if that sticks. Okay, I think we're good now. Going too fast. Set our vertical speed up. Don't overspeed. Come on, speed, come down a little bit. to set it at 3,000. That ought to be kind of the sweet spot here on vertical speed. To the moon! Strobe doing that. Landing and taxi are both off. Why are those guys flashing like that? Let's turn all lights off for a moment. Oh, pulse lights. There we go. So beacon on, nav on, strobe on, and logo on. There we go, that's what we're looking for. Okay, airplane looks pretty well configured and set right now. .8, 97.9 on both engines. Pretty good efficiency here. We're on the nav. Magenta line now. Finally. After a rocky start. Sorry about that there, passengers. And after we do our left turn at PSB here, we'll start thinking about our arrivals and stuff. So, all right, if this is your first time joining this stream and hanging out for these flights, here's what we're doing. I'm going to flip over to desktop mode and drag over a web browser. You can see here that we are going from AVP to IND, so we've got a couple hours ahead of us here in the air. I think the block time is about 2:10 if I remember right. So it's going to go by pretty quick. The reason we're doing this is basically I am doing a performance-based charter service for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing in NASCAR. So I'm a big fan of sim racing, as you've seen on this channel. I'm a big fan of auto racing in general, and I like flight simming. So I'm merging these things together and pretending I am the charter service for my favorite NASCAR team, RFK, and flying them from track to track. Now, I've managed to get every single race in this year, but like today, I occasionally have to catch up from being behind a little bit. And so what I mean by that is I've been out of town for the last week, and so while I watched the Pocono race and the Indy race, I haven't done the flight yet between Pocono and Indy. So here's how I decide what plane to fly. Based on their finishing position, I have a tier list of planes to fly. This could be the Duke, by the way. So the faster they go, if they win a race, if they average a top 5 between the two cars, then we're in the 737 BBJ. And then, as you can see here, the CJ4 Citation, because they averaged between the two of them, 9th position, the top 10. So I had, a blue here and purple here. So you can see that the two drivers have sort of gone back and forth a little bit as to who's been best all year, but they're right now averaging a top 15 finish between the two of them. So this is this flight from Pocono to Indy, which we're doing now. To get from Indy to Richmond, it looks like we're going to be flying the DC-3 again. I did this one by choice. I didn't have to. I've just kind of gotten bored of flying the Vision Jet. And so I did this one by choice just because I wanted to do some VOR to VOR flying. And, I always reserve the right to fly something different. Maybe I'll fly the Piston Duke. I don't know. It depends on how long the flight is and what kind of time commitments I have elsewhere. So, but because these guys did kind of poorly at Indy, right? Both of them finishing outside of the top 20. I'm supposed to fly the DC-3. So I might do that. I do like flying the DC-3. It's just really slow. The VOR to VOR stuff makes it a little more interesting, more fun. So yeah, we're just going to settle in now and do our Indy flight. And if anyone drops by to chat, we'll chat with them, have a good time. Cool. Looks like PSB in 2 minutes. Clear day for flying. Let me make sure I've got live weather on. Yeah, live weather real time. Just really clear out over Pennsylvania, I guess. So it turns out there's a really big pink blob in the middle of the ground here. Perfectly rectangular blob.
Huh.
It's a little known roadside attraction here in Pennsylvania. Only 1 hour. How do you organize this? Can. Getting ready for that big left turn. Okay. Passing 350. Once we get to our cruising altitude, we'll settle in the throttles, and I'm going to run down and grab a glass of water. I'm parched. Go ahead and reduce our vertical speed to 2,000. Make it comfortable for the boys in the back. "5,000 feet, should be there about 2.5 minutes. On the long leg now, get my water and then come back up. Maybe a coffee. We are way up there among them. A little more throttle here. I don't like how the airspeed always seems to trickle off in this plane as you get up close to 400. Dip the nose down a little bit. I guess I don't expect any ATC for this whole flight unless someone comes online. However, I do expect I might hit some weather when it comes to landing time. So be tracking that. And what I'm looking at there, I'll go back to desktop mode real fast, pull up SimAware. And so, as you can see here, Indianapolis is right in this weather area. And so depending on how these storms move around, I might find myself in this nice cavity and have a nice clean approach, or I might be in some chop. So we'll find out. I'm not even sure yet which runway, which direction we'll be coming in at. So we'll just monitor it, pay attention to it, and plan ahead and react as needed. Cabin pressure looks okay. Passing 41,000. Maintaining 187. I'm relatively happy with that. Once we get leveled off, though, we'll be able to pick up a good deal of speed.
Altitude.
Passing 42,000. .430, baby. Way up there. I don't think I've ever flown this high in real life. I think I've been to 41,000 in a 777, if I remember right. In real life, as a passenger, of course. Alright, 42.8. Let's level off here. Climbing at 300. .4296. 4298. Altitude hold. All out. Perfect. Speed. Set our throttles to cruise. And set our speed to how much is it let? .724, 725. It'll pick up a little bit of speed here. All right, I'm gonna risk that it overspeeds, and I'm gonna run and grab some water. All right, we're back. Looks like we're not over speeding. That's good. We are right at the limit. That's good. 0.783. 42 minutes until we get to this transition. So let's start thinking about our approach. Let's first check and see if we're going to have any ATC based on current conditions. Oh, excuse me. Doesn't look like it at the moment. So that's okay. What we'll do is we'll look at the airport and info, runways, see which one's being designated right now for. Oh, hello. Come off the throttle's just a hair. Now to get it under. There we go. Huh, that's right there, man. Okay, back to this. Let's see here. Well, looks like there are no winds, so I can use whatever I want, it looks like. So let's look at weather, ATIS, VATSIM, METAR. Altimeter is going to be set for 3015. Looks like 28 and 13. Hold on. Four, 22, 10, 28. Oh, that's the looking at the wrong. Like none of that made sense. Okay, Indianapolis runways. Now we're talking. Departure and arrival, departure. So it looks like we're going to be landing 23 right. So let's go ahead and start thinking about our arrival. ILS 23 right, and let's take a look at what options we've got here. 23 right is correct. Sink pit 2. Okay, yeah. So next, sink pit 2. With the Renty transition. Racing transition for the approach. Execute. Alright, so we're inbound Renty. Let's see what altitude I need to enter Renty at. Open chart. $240 it looks like. Well, this is 240 or above. At Sink Pit, I need to be at 190 below. Okay, that's correct. 230 below. 240 below. 30 nautical miles. How about I plan on being at 30,000 at Renty? That should give me a top of climb. somewhere along my route. Oh, interesting. Where'd everything go? Man, I mess up the stupidest things sometimes. Why would I be going direct Jeter? Who the hell's Jeter? Shoot. Something got messed up. Jeter's there. Huh? I think I have one more in the center console of my truck. Hey, Jim. I'm in the Cessna Citation CJ4. Struggling with it today. It's been a while since I've flown it, and I keep messing up avionics and flight planning and stuff. It's all just learning and relearning when you move around for different aircraft. I think I'm back on track now, though. Saw a top of descent now listed on my MFD here, so that's good. Itchy, stupid sunburn. Okay, good. Just about back on track. So Jeter.key sync pit. Let's confirm those. Jeter.key sync pit. Then Babney, Cuck, and Femgo. Babney, Cuck, Femgo, Racing, and ILS to runway 4. I'm sorry, runway 23, right, runway 4. Ben, you're a silly man. Yep, race and transition, that's what we're looking for. Perfect. So we're going to have a pretty significant crosswind here. 10 knots from the left. Get ready for that. What is that, Lake Ontario over there, maybe? Or Lake Michigan? Oh no, okay, yeah. Lake Erie. Got it. Wasn't sure exactly where I was, so yeah, Lake Erie off in the distance there. Big friggin' lake. Perfectly straddling the valley there that the river cuts through. Amazing how civilization just continues to develop right around water. This is so my situation always, right? ATC to the north, ATC to the south, ATC to the east, and I'm sure it'll be to the west. I'm sure it'll come on here in whatever sector this is. Just in time for me to land and not get to do any of it. And that all reminds me, did Navigraph release its new air traffic control area? I don't mess around with this tool enough. It's a really robust tool, and I just don't really use it for all it's worth. But I do use the living crap out of it. I wonder if we will fly over the speedway. We just might actually, because we're landing here and the speedway is there, so I think we will see it off the right side while we're coming in over downtown on the approach. Well, Nito Spaghetti. Oh, I wonder how well rendered it is. Of course, it might be raining when we get there. Let's see. Light rain and mist. 5 miles visibility. It's just 6. Oh, this sunburn's killing me. Set our barometer here for when we start to head down. We're coming up on our top of descent within about 40 miles or so here. So I'm going to go ahead and set the altitude down to 30. Let's see if we get VNAV to do its thing. Good. So in just a couple of minutes, really, top of descent, maybe another 5 minutes, we'll begin our, I should start seeing it automatically start to descend. So range here. Set it to 50 since we're starting to get close. We'll have to take care to not overspeed upon descent. This thing does not have auto throttle as far as I know. See the weather there. Does he not have a red beacon on the bottom? It's got one up on the vertical. Stabilizer is not on. Get out and do another long haul in the 777. Get good at that. Not that I got good at this. Alright, top of descent in about 20 miles. Ooh, the sunburn is getting me. The pain has mostly stopped. It's just the itch now. I'm sure there's some healing coming in my future here. It's interesting. I wonder what that is. Go ahead and plug in our nav1 frequency here for ILS approach. (11175). Nav1 11175 plugged in. We'll go ahead and set nav2 here just to be cross-checked. 11175 plugged into nav2 as well. And start thinking about a call as we begin to enter arrival. Alright, top of descent has been reached. Should start to see the computer begin its descent. I'm noticing 2000 is set in the vertical speed gauge. I'm prepared to come off on the throttle as needed. Or apply speed brake as needed. Or both as needed. Airplane starting its thing. Let's come off on the throttle quite a bit. Down to 65. Alright, feeling okay about this so far. I was ahead of all that. I like it when I'm ahead. And just to go back to the plate real fast for the arrival. This is an overlay real fast. At Renty, fine. At Jeter, I want to be at 240. So 5 minutes to Renty. 70. Actually dropped a good deal more speed than I expected. I thought the nose down condition would maintain it up closer to 240. Watching my instruments, getting ready to make my ATC call on Unicom coming into the area. Got 3 minutes to Renty. We're going down at 2,000 per minute, which means 4,000. Yeah, okay. We're good. After we level that, I'll set it to 240 for Jeter. And then 230, then 190. Executive airport over there. Oh, another airport there. That's a pretty good size one, actually. That is. Field. Or Dayton. Anywho, doesn't matter. It's not where I'm going. Alright, passing 33. Coming up on Renty in 2 minutes. Indianapolis traffic, RFK 617 is type Citation, entering the sink pit to arrival from the east using the Rente transition inbound for runway 23 right into Indianapolis. Indy traffic. Ooh, sunburns. If you're one of those lucky people out there who don't really get sunburns, man, I envy you a bit. Definitely got some clouds out here, some weather to be dealing with. Alright, we're reaching Earth. I guess we're going to 290 at the moment, that's fine. So to get there and then... Alright, we're at Jeter. Let's go ahead and set the altitude down to 240 now. Excuse me. Put a little bit more throttle back into it. Gonna descend airplane or what? There it goes. to toggle. Well, no, there it doesn't go. Okay, we're not quite at the top of the descent yet, it looks like. Alright, I should expect to see it descend in just a second. God, those jabs, like hyper itch jabs. Okay, descending 240, and then we'll have 21 nautical miles to get to 230, which is no problem, but really what I might go ahead and do is just set it straight to 190. Well, got 30 miles to get to 14,000. I guess I could just go ahead and go straight to 14, be ahead of things. Looking at SimAware real quickly, see if anyone else is like in the area on their way in. Got a 737 on its way to Midway, but they're at 32,000 feet. They won't be in my way. No one on the ground at Indy. What do we got here? I got someone landing at Indy actually right now. Oh man, he's been doing some weird stuff. Look at this. He's been flying like me. He's at 4,000 feet. Came up from Orlando. Looks like he's been struggling with some autopilot stuff, I'm guessing. Hopefully he's got that sorted by the time I get there. Anyway, I feel ya, brother. I've had that happen where I have a smooth flight and then I get to the sort of end of the rainbow and things just go awry. Okay, we're past 27,000 now. Still inbound Jeter, 2 minutes. Holding 215 knots. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's looking okay. Got some weather I'm about to be dealing with, but I'm liking the profile okay. I am going to go ahead and set it to 14,000 next after Jeter here. With the visibility and the weather and stuff, I'm going to do my best to be 100% ahead of everything. Racetrack down there? That's not IRP, is it? A lot of parking spaces. Hopefully we'll be able to see Indianapolis Motor Speedway outside of the right window, but first focus on flying. Alright, 24 miles to dot key. Dot key we need to be 23 or below, and sink pit I don't have on here yet, so if that's 23 then 33 miles to sink pit, where I want to be really at 14. So we're going to set this bad boy to 14, leveling off at 240 now. We need to be at 240 and above for Jeter. That was perfectly timed. Dot key now, Okay, so let's go ahead and set our altitude down. So 140, 14,000. And I'm gonna whack. Okay, good, it's beginning, I think. Or do I want to toggle this bad boy? Like I've done a couple of times. Do I have a top of descent listed? Nope. Okay, I'm going to go into vertical speed mode and start bringing her down at 1500. Watch for overspeeds. Get ready to set our barrow back, and let's just confirm 3006 is still the correct barrow. .3006 looks good. 23 right approach is still in use. Very good. Let's see if that guy has managed to get landed. Looks like he's on his final now. I think he's going to get it down this time, one way or the other. So I shouldn't have any traffic problems coming in. Alright, passing 230. Getting ready for some nasty. Guess I'll go ahead and turn on. Do I need anti-ice maybe? Not yet. Deal with it when we need it. Dot key in 8 miles. We want to be at 14,000. In advance of sink pit. And then from there, 11.5. And then from there, 10. Right, and then racing 5,000, 4,000, 2,600. What's the actual runway altitude here? Okay. Final approach course 230. Let's plug that in. Our ILS frequency is already plugged in. Our heading bug is now set. Confirm ILS frequency 117. Oh, it's different for nav 1 and 2. Let's cross check here. Really? What happened there? Let's fix it. Nav 1 should be 11750. 11775. There we go. And same thing for nav 2. 11775. 11775 is set. Glad we checked that. How's our speed looking? 245. Moving pretty quick. Good descent profile, I think. Getting ready to turn left to Rooney here. Next target altitude is going to be Passing 17 now. We'll be at Babney in... go down to 12. So it's 5,000 feet. I've got 4 minutes to get there. 1,500 feet per minute. So yeah, that's good. Let's go to 3006. Altimeter set. And passing Sink Pit now. All right, Indy, here we come. Mason. Let's increase our vertical speed here. I want to get down to this 12,000. So I'll have 13 miles to get from 12,000 to 8,000. And then another 13 miles to get from 8,000 to 5,000. I feel okay about this. To be a kind... Oh, hang on. That's wrong. Hello, clouds, my old friend. I think we'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on early. Maybe even set them to pulse. Maybe even set them to pulse, given the visibility concerns. Didn't that come on? Pulse on.
Altitude.
Oh well. Ain't no worried about it. Alright, coming up on 12. And we want to be at 8,000 at Femgo. Right? Let's go ahead and set it down to 8. Per minute. Go ahead and turn on anti-ice. We're flying right into it. Tony! Oh my goodness, man. What you up to, dude? Haven't seen you around in a minute. Ready to watch me screw up this approach and landing? Alright. So at Femgo we want to be around 8,000 to 9,000. Passing 10 now. Femgo is 1 minute away. I'm going to increase vertical speed just a tad. Just to make that happen. And I'm going to come off the throttles here. Start thinking about slowing down for my landing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost there, dude. Almost there. Meet me at runway 23 right. Passing Cuck. Racing is where we're going to enter, and at Racing we want to be at 5,000. Okay, I'm feeling okay about this. We're 96. I'm going to turn VNAV back on and see if it likes it. Look at that. In the soup. I'm guessing it's raining there today, huh? According to all the flight sim stuff, it's a wet, overcast day in Indy.
Altitude.
Okay. Passing Femgo, top of descent. Inbound racing. Let's set the altitude to 5. Path is set. Let's see if she actually does it or if I need to. Yep, looks good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 3 minutes to get there. We need to lose 3,000 feet, so I need to be descending at about 1,000 feet per minute. It's set at 1,000. Okay, that's about right. Indianapolis traffic, RFK 617 is type Citation CJ4, entering 23 right approach at Racine, ILS approach into Indy traffic. Let's just check real quickly and see if there's any other simmers about. There was this guy who did his wild maneuvering, and then little old me here. This dude, oh, that's that guy. Okay, he's parked. So yeah, I should not have to worry about any other sim traffic. Very cool, very good. Let's just pay attention to our own approach. In the soup. I guess we're not going to get a visual on the racetrack, are we? Not if it's like this, baby. Nope. Starting to see some rain. Anti-ice is on. I think I'm going to turn the music down just a tad. Approach so I can hear stuff. Well, maybe I'll get the break because I was noticing that in the weather radar that there was a bit of a pause, but I think it's just kind of a narrow band. All right, 6,400. And looking back at our approach plate, we want to be at 5,000 at racing, 4,000 at driver, 2,600 at checkered. And for landing, and the field elevation is 796. Barometer, so 11175. Barometer should be set at 3006. Good. Cabin pressurization looks good. Continue. Alright, nerds, put on your seat belts. Looking good. Okay, it's starting to pick up the localizer here. Good. Let's come off on the throttle some more. I want to lose some speed. I feel like I'm coming in too fast. Maybe a little bit of speed brake. Change our range here. Coming up on driver. At driver we want to be at 4, so altitude down to 4 please.
Altitude.
Come on dude, go down. Why aren't you going down? Okay, vertical speed. Do some manual stuff here. Let's overdo it a bit just to compensate. Little speed brake. I've got 10 nautical miles remaining, too early for flaps. Soupy nasty. Nasty soupy. Challenging. I like challenging. A little bit of rain on the windows. off on the speed brake now, I think. Let it do its thing. 42% on the throttles. Feeling okay. Lights are all set appropriately. Checkered, I want to be at 2600. Let's set altitude down to 2.6 and vertical speed. I've got, I'm a little bit high and fast here. Okay, speed brake full. Autopilot disengaged.
Autopilot.
Okay, we're just going to do this manually. That's right. And low visibility. I'm going to go ahead and go first notch of flaps. So I've got extra control authority. Angle of attack indicator is present. Showing 5.9 miles out. Where's the ground? Alright. Indy traffic, RFK 617, 5 miles out, runway 23 right, ILS approach. Indy traffic. Okay. I think this could go very, very poorly. Don't have the glide slope indicator up on the A-pillar yet. Let's get down. We get below this cloud cover here.
Altitude.
I'm aware. I'm gonna crash this thing. I can feel it happening. Either that or I'll go around, but only wussies go around in simulators. Alright, put our gear down. Completely off on the throttle for the moment. But nasty soup. Oop, I see the ground. Okay, ooh, runway. Runway, which one? Oh, look at that approach. Okay, actually we're doing okay here. Alright, not bad for a manual dive bomb. Okay, gear, 3 green, no red, last notch of flaps, throttle near idle. I think I'm coming in a bit high. It's kind of hard to tell visually right now, and I don't see any pappy lights. Yeah, definitely a little bit high. Okay, let's get a little left rudder here. Look for that green. There we go. Got some green indicators. 100% manual. Nice. Okay, let's get it over a bit more. Crosswind's pretty aggressive here. All right, speed brake retracted, but armed. Still don't like how far off to the right I am, so we're gonna jog it over just a tad. We're crabbing for the crosswind. Okay, let's give it a little throttle. Don't like my vertical speed at the moment, it's a little too aggressive. Okay, I'm feeling okay, feeling okay. Feeling okay, we'll float it for a second, go a little long, float it for a second. Alright, alright, alright. Let's try again. Okay, speed brake deployed, throttles to idle. And nose down. Ooh, the crosswind though. Crosswind was dramatic. I'm not unhappy with that, given the circumstances. I'm not sure what I did wrong on VNAV, but I done it wrong. What'd you think, Tony? Would you fire me from being your pilot? I took manual control when the computer wasn't doing things the way I wanted it to be. I dove it down under the cloud cover. Didn't get to see my speedway. Boo. Foxtrot. Indy traffic RFK 617 is clear, runway 23 right on Foxtrot, taxiing to the ramp. Alright, let's park here for a moment while we figure out where we're going. So we're on Bravo 7, gonna go Bravo, Tango, where's like the executive hangars? Northeast Ramp, USPS, FedEx, General Aviation Parking. Yeah, okay, I guess that's where we'll go then. Northeast Ramp. Yeah, Northeast Ramp. Alright, let's turn off the anti-ice. And turn off landing light, keep taxi it on. Go ahead and let those guys get up and move around. It is a private airplane after all. Got the pulse on, we'll turn the pulse off. Never find the freaking pulse. There it is. Yeah, the big bucks. I crabbed it in, baby. Had some pretty significant crosswinds there. I'm assuming it's windy there in Indy today. Last I saw it was like a 10-knot crosswind in game. Mm, 8 knots showing right now, but I was crabbing it. It was pretty aggressive. It was fun though. Challenging approach. City traffic, RFK 617 taxiing on Bravo Papa Hotel for the Northeast Ramp. Just gonna go. Bravo Papa Hotel, park here. Yeah, you know, there's I've seen on YouTube there's some guys who do Blue Angels flight simming, and I assume for the Thunderbirds as well, but they do all the formation flying and precision flying as true to life as possible. It's pretty impressive to watch. Tony, you racing at all anymore, or are you completely out of the whole racing game? Doing CNC stuff. Just CNCing. Alright, got no APU on this to start, so don't worry about that. So we'll just go through shutdown when we get there. And we're good to go. God, this sunburn. Just constant low-key itch. Yeah, look at that windsock. That was the crosswind I was dealing with right there. Almost makes me wonder why I wasn't landing on runway 14. The crosswind like that. Did you open your own machine shop? I'm guessing. Okay, gonna take a right here. Clear. And then an immediate left, right? Immediate left, correct? Left, right, right, left. Okay, that It's like a holding area. Nice, man. Congratulations. I've started a couple of businesses too. Fledging. One's a software company. I'm pre-revenue, still ideating and putting things together, getting MVP under control. And then my wife and I have opened a web store for ladies' clothing. So, you know, because my kid moved out, I had an extra bedroom hanging around, and I decided, okay, that's now a warehouse. And so I've got a house full of women's clothing inventory. You still driving the Model X? Still don't see a ton of those around. See 3s and Ys like crazy, but not X's. Every now and then catch one, but not very often. Alright, let's turn off the flight director. Ensure speed breakers retract, flaps are retracted. Yes, yes. All good. No TCAS messages. We'll change our transponder to TA, and looking good. Oop, runway. Nothing on approach or on departure. Well, kind of a sloppy departure out of Pocono, out of Scranton. I think a good landing with a bad approach into Indy here. Some of that weather induced, but I'm glad to say that the thing that saved us all was manual flying and not computers. That's a good thing. All right. See if we got any NPCs out here marshalling anywhere, or if I should just park wherever I want to park. A couple guys over there working on that turboprop. Alright, well I guess I'll just park over there somewhere. Okay. We'll just park it here. Looks good. Alright, parking brake engaged. Engine number 1 off. Lights except for beacon. Brr. And fully spooled down. Engine number 2 off. Speed brake deployed. Blah, 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 blah. Looking good. Alright, avionics off. Battery off. Alternator off. Airplane is dark. Airplane is dark. Sorry, man. Cybertruck's not for me. I think it's inventive and interesting, and as a guy who likes brutalist architecture, it's not an aesthetics thing. I just think it's a dumb vehicle. It's at the end of the day, it's just not a good truck. And like, if you're gonna have a truck, get a good truck. But if I have my all right, so 1 second. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna go over to desktop mode. This has nothing to do with flight simming, but I think it's worth staking a position on. So here's my truck. Alright, so my truck looks exactly like this one here. Oh, actually, hold on, that was a better picture. Here we go. So this looks exactly like my truck. Now when I got it, I honestly did not want this bar thing across the back. And the reason being is because it limits accessibility to the bed, right? Reaching over the back here, if I've got something tied down, I want to get to the tie down spot or load something in there or whatever, you basically lose a lot of usable access here to the bed of your truck. So I took that bar off and I put one of those hard but roll up tonneau covers on it. The Cybertruck, I'm not sure exactly what its usable load is, but what I absolutely know is that if I am standing right here, that I can't reach over this hip line and get stuff out of the bed of that truck or put stuff into the bed of that truck. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's a stupid truck. It's a bad pickup truck. Even if it's a good electric vehicle, it's a bad pickup truck. And so this is just one of those things that wasn't broken and didn't need to be reinvented. And I think it's dumb. So that's where I stand on the Cybertruck. And I've seen them around, and unlike some other things, when I see them, I don't want one. You know, it just doesn't interest me. Now the Rivian, I don't know if you've seen this thing. Oh, the R3T, isn't it? I'm sorry, R3. They've come up with this rally inspired Rivian. Like, I mean, the part of you that likes the my god, this is so flashy. Let me just website. Ugh. What's this thing called? Here it is. Look at that bad boy. Now that's cool. And I like the R1T as a truck. I think that it makes a lot of sense in a way that the Cybertruck just doesn't make physical sense. Then R1T it, man. Or, you know, Chevy has a Silverado now. The Ford Lightning. It's a good truck. It's a truck first, though. I'm with you on EVs. I don't have one yet, but I'm with you on EVs. My next vehicle is an EV. I actually have found myself lately kind of thinking about selling the BMW for a new project car, and part of me wants to get rid of it and buy like a $25,000, you know, used Tesla, live that life a little bit. But I've driven a couple of Polestars now. You know, BMW has the i4, and I think Tesla is good, but by no means the gold standard anymore, or at least not without its competition. And when I see something cool like this R3 coming out, man, I'm just the part of me that likes the Lancia Delta Integrale is very interested in that car. I think that thing's gonna be super cool. I mean, look at that. Ugh, it's so wicked. And then the R1T, I mean, I'm sure you've seen them. I'm sure you know about them. EV enthusiast you are, like, that's just a usable truck. And so I'd be looking for the next iteration of this with you know, updated 800 volt architecture and more range. But if I were buying an electric pickup truck right now, it'd probably be this or the Lightning. So, but I'm not. I've got my Titan, and I like my Titan. So if I were to buy another truck, I'd be buying, I'm sorry, if I were to buy another vehicle right now, an electric one, it'd be a car, not a truck, to replace the Beamer. So. I hear ya. They're also not chopping people's fingers off. Sorry, man. Cybertruck's dumb. You and I are not going to see eye to eye on this one. All right. Well, Tony, thanks for dropping by. Jim, if you're still on, thanks for dropping by earlier. I appreciated everything, guys. I'm going to go watch some Olympics now. Tony, I hope to see you on Discord at some point, man. Let's do some racing. Stop by and watch the streams and chat anytime, man. I'll catch you later.